Good morning, my beautiful friends. All right, so it is Wednesday yet again, and today I have decided that I'm going to do something for Wealth Wednesday every Wednesday. So you can expect to be able to raise your money consciousness here, your financial, your prosperity, your abundance, right? Because one thing that I have learned to be true through my own journey of self-discovery is we either have a lack consciousness or a prosperity and abundance consciousness. And it wasn't until one of my beautiful mentors, oh my God, I love her so much, but she punched me in the gut and she was like, Kelly, you have a lack consciousness. I was like, oh, I couldn't believe it. It hurt so bad. But it was only through this awareness that I was like, oh my God, I really do. You know, there's a reason why I don't have enough money in my bank account, why I'm not making the sales that I want to make, why I am doing so much more and yet not making any more money. Or, you know, like there was that reason. And so that's when I started learning more about this consciousness, this how we think of money, and paying attention to how it makes you feel when you think about bills and you think about taxes and you think about paying things or just buying groceries, right? Or gas. So we all have a money consciousness. So I want to read you a few things from this book. It's the best one on prosperity that I know of. It's called You Too Can Be Prosperous by Robert A. Russell. And if you haven't read this yet, you should definitely get it. It will really help with your abundance consciousness. But it goes to speaking about our thoughts. Your ideas are seeds that come to us from anywhere and everywhere, right? Thoughts are like clouds. They're constantly moving. You have so many different thoughts, like hundreds of thousands of thoughts throughout the day. They float through the air looking for the right mental soil. Like your mind imagine it like a garden. I have lots of gardening friends on here. Your gardens look amazing. But we all have a mental garden, right? And so these thoughts are just floating around and they're waiting to be plopped into the right mental soil. The right soil is a consciousness of one kind, right? So, just as a vegetable seed to grow properly must have soil that is free of weeds, and ideas in order to flourish must have the soil that is free of contradictory or opposing thoughts. So for those that are gardeners, right? Like you go out and you take out the weeds, you remove those weeds that are going to choke out and steal all the nutrients from the vegetables. The same goes here, right? So let's say that you're trying to instill abundance, right? You're like, oh, I see prosperity everywhere. But then, and you get that visualization or that feeling in the morning, and then you hop on and, oh, here comes the bank statement. Here comes the credit card bill. There's that reminder again. Oh, here, right? And so all these other thoughts that are coming that have been nurtured a lot of times unconsciously, because you've been thinking them for so long, they just come, like we have a habit of thoughts, whether you recognize it or not. We have a habit of thoughts, and like these ones have been nurtured for a long time. And it's not your fault. It was passed on to you by the environments that you were raised in, how other people spoke about money. You recognize that as being true, and then you adopted those beliefs yourself. So in order to flourish, your ideas must have soil that is free of contradictory and opposing thoughts. So if you are working on instilling thoughts of abundance, these other thoughts need to be removed, just like the weeds need to be removed from the garden. Remove the obstructions of fear, worry, and doubt, and the idea takes root and grows in maturity, right? So in order for these thoughts of abundance, like being able to see abundance, like there's an abundance of clients, there's an abundance of money, like you have to remove all the thoughts of like, but what if they don't pay? I don't know who to talk to. What if they say no? They're not going to answer the phone. What if they ghost me? Blah, 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 blah. What if I'm not good enough? Like all of those will choke out that new thought of abundance and prosperity that you are working on instilling, right? So whatever gets the most attention and the most energy is going to grow, right? So what is it you want? Is it an apartment, a position, more money, better health? Then drop your idea into the fertile medium of the subconscious. So the subconscious is the womb of creation, right? That is where you feel. That's where you feel your emotions. And that is actually what puts your body into motion, right? Your conscious mind, where your thoughts, where your thinking is, that's the observer, right? Like that's you're observing these thoughts. And then the ones that you feel, that's your subconscious, okay? So drop your idea into the fertile medium of the subconscious. Plant it deep, right? Put that seed in there. Cultivate it with recognition, right? So you are going to put focused attention and feeling what that abundance feels like, what that health feels like, what it feels like to have this continual growth in your income, in your clientele, in your business, right? Or in your health, whatever it is. And nourish it with faith and activate it with your consciousness, right? So we have to create and strengthen your belief that this is who you are innately. This is who you are, right? And activate it with your consciousness. Condition your consciousness, and there is nothing that you cannot have. So your consciousness is all of you. It's who you believe yourself to be. It's all the beliefs about yourself. So I want you to recognize right now, like, do you have a lack mentality? Do you have an abundance mentality? In my opinion, those that have an abundance, like a really healthy abundance mentality, like the money just pours in. The health is just there. Like, and nobody is going to have all the things in all the places at the same time, right? Like we all have spaces where we need to grow. So maybe we see someone that has like great abundance in their finances, but maybe their health, they need to strengthen their consciousness there, right? But we're talking about like your wealth consciousness. It's Wealth Wednesday. So let's focus on prosperity, abundance in your finances, if that's what you are wanting to strengthen. Honestly, I think we are all always wanting to strengthen that because money honestly is just a measuring stick. It's just a measuring stick for where we believe ourselves to be, and our awareness and consciousness of who we are, right? So be aware of the thoughts that you're having, right? And the words that you're saying over and over and over. Oh, and how you speak. Oh my gosh, it comes across so much when I talk to my kids, right? Because old habits and old beliefs come through, even though I'm instilling and creating this wealth mentality. Like sometimes it comes through as, no, we don't have the, we don't need to buy that. Ooh, that's really expensive, right? Like, or do you really need that? We don't say that we don't have the money for that because we always have the money for whatever we want. But just notice like how you're speaking about finances, about money, the conversations that you get in. Is everybody talking about not having enough, right? Like that's the energy of being in the lack mentality, okay? And so we want to switch from lack to abundance. So this is a really powerful way to be able to help you do that. Keep your thoughts pure and your consciousness true. If divine substance, which is, creation, divine substance is source, creator, God, universe, like divine substance, is momentarily shaping itself around your thoughts and materializing in our life the things about which we think. We must keep our minds off our troubles and keep them centered on God, source, divine substance, universe, whatever you connect with. Okay? So whatever our thoughts are centered around, whatever our energy and our, like, that mental soil, right? Whatever we are putting that energy around and our focused attention around, that's what's going to grow. And the others are going to be choked out. So do you want to weed and pull out the lack, consciousness, and grow that abundance? Well, you need to spend more of your time witnessing and recognizing abundance about you. So a fun way to do this is like just recognizing the abundance of grass on the ground, of trees around you, of, like, I'm looking out and I have a pine tree in front of me that has an abundance of pine needles, right? An abundance of leaves on the trees. Like, there's abundance everywhere. It doesn't just have to be in your bank account, right? Witness the abundance all around you in the homes that people are living in the cars that they're driving. I mean, I look around my office and I see an abundance of, like, things that I have spent money on that is all around me, right? Like, we have abundance surrounding us at all times. It's just we need to tune into it and recognize it and focus on it, right? Instead of focusing on what's not there. Okay. I hope that you have found this beneficial and helpful. If you got any value out of this, give me a thumbs up. If you think that anybody would benefit from hearing this, please share it to your friends or tag them here. And I am super excited to continue to help you to transform your wealth mindset and create more abundance in your lives. All right, expect abundance, my friends. Have an amazing day, and I will talk to you soon.